And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Humankind, and our money-focused run. Um, we're currently the Italians, because in the vanilla game, there is no commercial civ in the industrial era. I think we're going to go back to a commercial civ for the final era, although at this point it doesn't really matter which civ we're going, because we're far enough ahead in fame, we just need to get the game over with. We'll see how quickly we can do that. Right now, we aren't going up to the last era specifically because we are trying to have like the techs to unlock next era techs ready. Um, and I don't think anyone else is catching up to this at this point, so we're taking our time to be thorough. Interesting. You can't build a rail district. I guess you have to have territories that aren't on an island. Because they have to connect, I think it connects to the next closest one. Yeah, that isn't too bad. We'll do that one. Actually, buy out the first railroad. Same there. We'll finish that one off the buyout. There we go. So we got a railroad connection. A to B. See if that actually gives us a railroad connection in the next turn. Towards neighboring train stations. So, currently not connecting through enemy territory, or through neutral territory. Either I'm not seeing the rails. Get a railroad station in the middle of nowhere that doesn't go anywhere. As you do. Well, that won't connect. Okay.
A link for commerce and
There we go.
commuters. With this, the Iron Horse supplants its four-legged predecessor. Ah, the first rail link. They're efficient and ecological, if a bit noisy. It'll be a bit more acceptable when they go electric.
A bit more acceptable when they go electric. There you go. Single the turn.
12 scientist stars. It's always nice to see fame collected with wits rather than weapons.
So, to get the next science star, I need 6 more techs. Currently only have 3 planned to get my unlocks. No, I got... well, I was assuming to do propeller as well, so 4. So at that point, it wouldn't be that hard to backfill a couple of the really weak ones to get the 2 checks. Okay. Really cheap ones. Bright Lights, Big City, Slapstick Boulevard, Opera Plaza, or a Red Light District. Do Opera Plaza. I'll connect those cities so we can get a nice quick quick rail line around for moving troops around in case we get to war again. Scientific method, so if I need more food, we get 10% more food from there. Like symposium if we're just trying to do that for science. Okay. Okay. Working conditions, worker rights, or profit focused. Short term, I think we're going to go profit focused. I know there's some future events that push us the
It's
other way around.
important to keep an eye on the well-being of workers, but even more to be efficient and pragmatic.
See? 24/7. The Great Metropolis of Dawn is finally honed Clean Machine, so we can overlook it. We can overproductive physics, or we can limit it. We have responsibility to protect the workers from exploitive bosses. Except that we're getting swapped back to the limited. Got 4 civic there. Okay. Cycling turn. Another attack complete. Microbiology. Populations now all consume a whole bunch less food. That's actually pretty useful. Stability for crops. Okay. Now that it's easier to feed all the pups, we don't need people dedicated to making food anymore. So money and industry and a whole bunch of other stuff improve. Science we had pretty maxed out as it was. A lot more money. And you're working food at this point because you've got nothing else better to do. Okay. And I'm building a rail line to the front just because I can. Maybe not the best use of my time. Best use of my money.
With 15 makers' quarters, your biggest worry may be where all the workers will eat and sleep.
Profit focused, replaced with working conditions. Workhouse horrors. Yeah. Protests must be crushed. And training workers' rights above the rights of companies was a mistake. Forced labored. Factories dominate the cities, magnificent engine production. Unfortunately, the devastated explosions at Arms Factory have killed hundreds of workers, seizing the Empire's attention. We'll repeal it. Game's making me be moral. Not chasing the green text. Yeah, we can sort of tossed over to workers' rights, and then over in... Where's the other one? Oh, now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. Although I think that's probably a one-off event, so technically we could always undo that choice. It wouldn't be that hard to do. Early 7 military era starts for that to pop up. New vision. Free trade theory. Okay. We didn't go physical punishment. Did forfeitures, that one might show up. Although the city has to get 2 mutinists for that to show up. So, I think we've covered most specifics at this point. They're going to pop up. Being reminded we can enter a new era. We're not ready for that game. Not yet. Yeah, that's probably enough rails. Gotta loop around the Empire now. Other than the odd connection between Sidon and Carthage here, I think we're pretty good for connections between cities. I think after this tech, I need... How much for the star? Science star, 3. So propeller, and then like 2 other ones. 2 really other cheap ones. Naval artillery probably makes sense. Do crossbow and heavy infantry, and we'll actually pass up heavy infantry if it isn't completed when we do the roll. Yeah, we're about to hit contemporary era. We're gonna start picking up text left, right, and center. So probably start off with Research Institute for the Theory of Relativity, into aluminum, to uranium enrichment. Okay. Yeah, I think we're at a point where I could probably just end turn quite a bit. Get a lot of time passed. Seafood wholesaler, they're making a lot of money. Maybe not surprising because it's 5 per naval trade route, 5 per harbor. Yeah, that one makes a lot of money as well. Can't afford to buy that one out though. Although we'll put them in top here and get it going a bit faster. Second turn, complete tech. Heavy industry completed. Web or summons completed. Got that science star. Too much completed at once. I wanted to stop 1 tech short of that, but it's done. Okay, so we got the science star. It's time. I have to pick. So we got Swedes for science. Japanese could be science, but I think we're gonna go back to our roots. We're gonna back to be merchant. We're gonna do China. Is it good for what we actually probably need to finish out the game? Probably not. Probably not at all. That doesn't stop me. Stop the Chinese. Workhouse horrors. Attempt to crush the protests that backfired. Support for cause of the workers' rights has spread and strikes are happening across the empire. They will subside in time, but it's a heavy price to pay. Siege cannons. And then we end the turn.
The human mind. Creative, imaginative, and ingenious at turning every single human invention to its most violent end. We pray or hope, looking forward to a future which, with luck, will be counted in millennia, not in months. Gleaming metropolises and endless factories. I suspect the outsourcing business is going to go through the roof.
New era, new stars, new wonders. It's the temporary era. We've already picked up the first merchant star just by entering the era, apparently. Judicial control, People's Assembly, or state surveillance. Guess, People's Judiciary... I think one of these probably got renamed. I think that old tooltip was wrong. Oh, People's Assembly. There it is. Open inspections gives us People's Assembly, whereas state surveillance gives us secret police. Through +3 stability on district is just a better way to go. Open inspections.
The fact that you're watching them doesn't mean that they won't try it anyway.
Just the fact that you're watching them won't mean to try that anyway. Yeah, that describes government a little bit too well at the moment. Sydney Opera House, the Pentagon, Empire State Building, or Christ the Redeemer. I think we open with the Empire State Building. Right now we do not have a timer for the end of the game. I do have my biggest concentration of market districts, probably down here somewhere at Sidon. $15 per adjacent. So only got one there, only got one there. You can always build it and then build market districts around it. That's probably not how we want to do it, although that would work. It would be nice if I find a spot where we've already got two next to each other that I can take advantage of. So I'm technically building that over a food district. Wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world. Okay, not perfect, but there's two next to each other. We'll go in that place. Yeah, I'm bringing it up to 40. That'll be pretty good combo. Okay. And then we spend money probably to get other places to go help.
With 30 makers' quarters, one starts to wonder if strategy has been replaced by obsession.
Strategy would replace with obsession. One could say that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I forgot to pick text. Siege cannon's obviously finished. How far will we push humanity? We've entered the final era. One of the following has occurred. When any of the following has occurred, the Empire with the most fame will be declared the winner. The game will end when the following conditions are reached. Earning every contemporary era star, unlocking all of the endgame technologies, eliminating all the other empires, vassalizing all the surviving empires, send a mission to Mars, or render the world unfit for human life, which is the cause the global apocalypse. Default turns the bottom one off at this point, so the other ones are in play. Probably going to go for send a mission to Mars. Research Institute. Aluminum. Uranium. Nuclear fission. That's just 1% free money. Take that. Oh, that's on naval routes, land routes. Offshore platform so I can get oil. Power line for better aluminum. Science and regular district and our rocket launchers. Free trade theory. Not too worried about high density habitation. Probably into rocket science at that point. I think rocket science we can use to rapidly win the game. Assuming we're still winning at that point, we very rapidly win the game. We'll reevaluate at that point. I think that's thinking far enough technology-wise. And yeah, picking up all the stars here is going to be a little bit hard to do because that involves, attacking people and taking over more territory, which isn't going to happen at this point. So Mars be the plan. We're going to go with the peace we're out victory method.
The original paint job, it seems, was a bit less flamboyant. Personally, I think this one has much more character.
Not sure what that was a reference to, but something happened somewhere. Merchant Star. 2 Merchant Stars in. Running even farther ahead on the fame. Working the Empire State Building.
You have unlocked the Research Institute. It will not merely provide additional answers, but open up a whole range of ever more perplexing questions.
Plus 100 fame. Denying that to everyone else. Empire State Building going faster. The nation's shame. Across the nation, every city has seen a rise in the number of rough sleepers on the streets, but the problem is especially acute in Carthage. With the many commercial areas combined with the few industrial districts attract the impoverished. Some of the cite the profit of a welfare culture where low wages paid to many facilitate spirals of poverty that leave some destitute. Those claim the blame lie with individuals. Many feel unsafe. A response is needed. what to do. Farm, police, or work. That's not the way I want to move on that. It's really not the way I want to move on that. That's kind of the way we already are on that one. So we'll take lockdown, which isn't nice, but or police. Okay. Oh, you don't need the food because you're already... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna grab whale farming or whale fishing as well, even though you don't really need it.
With 18 merchant stars, you're not being terribly subtle about your strategy, are you?
Money. It's working. Sometimes don't overthink something. Don't overwork a thing. Don't overthink a working strategy. Beaver siege in quarantine. We got money to pay for science. Empire State Building is going to finish up. They're probably going to backfill with another wonder because we're in the position where we can do that. I think. Your wonder could be claimed. Yeah.
If you're going to go for economic domination of the world, the Empire State Building will provide the offices to plan and execute it.
The Opera House with its 10% more money. So is Christ the Redeemer has the same, just sans the science, but we also want the science, so we'll take this and take this one, see if we can get both by being fast. Aerial warfare, so go slap aluminum wherever we want some. Yeah. Okay, so city by city, let's check, see if we got aluminum. Aluminum there. You could build airplanes, but I'm not gonna bother. There. You have aluminum. Multiple locations. You have aluminum. And we cycle the turn again. Game's hanging a bit. Okay, I suppose... Let's get a few of these out. These count as market quarters. Oh, we already have you assigned to be doing some of those, okay. Where do you think you go best? Over there. In the desert. Fair enough. There we go. Buying out some more in science. Again, working out the city house here. Working through the tech tree. Picking up the grain star from the city's expanding. Uranium enrichment. 25 science from science prestige, and uranium to extract. Finish the Congress is there. Find where my uranium is. Not that I'm planning on doing anything military with it, more peaceful related, really. You have a uranium mine. It might be my only uranium mine.
I just think of you as one of those characters that enjoys collecting things. Stamps, coins, resources, power.
Yeah, we do like all those things. I think that was my only uranium mine. Unless I'm wrong and I got one more. Nope, I think that was the only one. Next up, nuclear fission. To make that uranium, the one and only uranium, somewhat valuable. The Great Smog. We innovated a way. We should clean up these industries the best we can. turn. Wonder complete. New wonder in. New wonder can be claimed.
The curves of this glorious opera house are even more impressive when you consider the fact that the plans were rescued from the trash can.
Christ the Redeemer. Why can you not build Christ the Redeemer? If I pick up a wonder I literally can't build. I'm not able to read the bottom of the special text on that, so I'm wondering if I actually just picked a wonder I'm unable to build. Like I need a mountain or something. I wouldn't be surprised if I need a mountain, although I've got... Not mountains, that can't be it. I guess it has to be like a weird coastal mountain, which I guess that was... Or mistake, if that was the case. Must be placed in a mountain. Yeah, we built once in the world. Yeah, must be built in a mountain. I have a mountain. That's not a problem. Okay, so you can start. That works. Okay. Rest the Redeemer started. So I can go around and heavily the buttons. Accelerate it. Next turn, we pick up nuclear fission. Let's not do this. Let's do this one. That's all of them, I think, for that area. Nuclear fission completed. We could choose nuclear doctrine. Do we do nuclear weapons or not? And we don't. We're going to disarm. Plus 10% bonus to all future fame, but no bomb for us.
You have to wonder if the ability to commit mass suicide is really in our long-term interest.
Picked up another Builder Star. There we go. One more nut wonder to do.
Impressive and dominating. Cristo Redentor, removes any confusion about the importance of faith in everyday life.
Okay. There we go. Move on to the next one where we're going to do the non-residents. Okay, that's all we're going to do there. That's all that one's going to do, I suppose. Science. Money. Industry to help with the joint projects, and then you're good. On to you. Okay. Rolling through the tech tree as fast as we can. Also trying to make lots and lots and lots of money. 30k a turn. Naval air strategy. So through that gets us more money from sea trade routes. Mournful song. Ban regulator overlook. So I can either destroy whale fishing, or I can regulate it, which will prevent me from building any more. We get prosperous for a period of time. I think this has a chance of good follow-up event. This is a chance of a bad follow-up event. And this obviously is neutral and doesn't really do anything negative to us. Moves us towards collectivism. I'll actually do ban because it... this is the one I'd go if it was economic. So a lot of our places now, a lot of our places with lots of dockyards are probably a little bit less food productive now. Take my turn. Next we'll have civil engineering. Industry per uranium. We only have one, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive to build, but 1% industry is 1% industry, so get that going after the Pentagon. I missed a uranium mine. I missed multiple uraniums. Felt like I didn't have enough uranium. That's been fixed. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Pick up that civil engineering. Subsea works. +2 industry on coastal waters. If you have an oil deposit, also provides extra access. Cool.
A wondrous work indeed. No doubt the neighbors are eyeing you with a great deal of
now
jealousy.
we're out of wonders to do. All but one of our cities has some coastline. I think that's the one that doesn't. Although, it apparently has access to oil and lets it build an offshore oil derrick, even though, you know, it doesn't make sense if you've got no shore to be offshore of. In 4 turns, we get power lines. Picked up the Grain Star, Aesthetic Star. So we're making so much money, so much influence. We're just cap those out. Kept up the population. We're not going to complete Expansionist. Might get close to Builder. But yeah, so it's a good thing we're leading in fame because we're running out of things to pick up fame from. And we're going to have an interesting moment on figuring out if I've got the ability to actually build the launch facilities. I've left enough empty space in the world with the city sprawl. One would hope with, you know, owning swaths of desert, I might, but I'm actually questioning whether those deserts got enough open space in them. Mournful song. Protect the future of the whales assured the seas echoes with their songs. Power lines. Bonus to aluminum and hydroelectric dam. +3 industry on rivers. Oh, you need a river to build a hydroelectric dam. I suppose it's fair enough. Four turns out to computing. Oh, fuck you. You. Okay. You, and then you didn't have it because there's no rivers on the islands. Sitting on idle. We've gone idle, so we're just gonna grab these techs. They're not super useful, but or infrastructure, but allows me to just hit end turn while we're waiting for things to happen. Guardian missile. Free trade 3 and 3 and 2. Run out of stuff. One of the suits complaining about starvation. I'll probably go fix that pretty easily. Supercomputer labs. I built that everywhere else. Well, that's a new one. Probably do want supercomputer labs sooner rather than later everywhere.
The air management and cooling systems alone are a wonder that could not have existed a few decades ago. Starvation? I don't mean to nag, but the marks one leaves on history should not necessarily be from malnutrition.
Okay, no complaints about starvation this turn. You built the dam. Work on those Texas filler. Work on those infrastructure filler. Work on those infrastructure filler. And end the turn. We get another tech done. Financial district, which probably makes a lot of money for us. More importantly, international trading, globalism. You can trade with us even if you're at war with us.
Friends and enemies change places with startling fluidity. You might as well be ready to deal with all of them.
was actually complain about city starving. City starving. That one. Garbage.
Starvation? I'm afraid they've already eaten all the bread and the cake, and now the pantry seems empty.
The pantry may seem empty. All it takes is government to tell them to go make more food. Problem solved. Queuing up and immediately buying out the financial districts for piles of money. There we go. 3 more techs to radar. How many more until we get to the rockets? It's the next tech, so it's 7 techs out, or 7 turns out. Waiting for everyone else to take their turn, just because we're that one at this point. Radar done. Got scientist start. 4 turns until we got rocket science. One city is idle because it's running things to do. Those new queue. We don't really want those done, but we can have them done anyway. 2 turns. One turn. Unchained reaction. Disregard, review, or pay. Recent construction of the nuclear power plant in the city of Sidon has brought a great deal of pride to the local population. However, the senior engineer of the project has turned whistleblower and insists that the plant has serious faults and must be shut down. Hey, international exports should be drafted in to fix this problem. It won't be cheap. But that's good, we got money. If that solves the problem, it solves the problem. Rocket science. Okay. Triggers a negative event. Gets us the space station. Has a circle that needs to be clear and safe, and there's a perfect spot for it, right there. Well, that works. And we go around to all the cities, and we get them joining in. Or don't, because that's enough to build that step in 1 turn. Okay. Nice harvesters in case we need more food to keep people from starving. Population gain. The race is on! Successfully built the first space station. A great leap for humankind. Interplanetary expeditions are expensive, but they provide a great deal of fame and glory to those nations able to expand towards the stars. The thin blue line. The whole Empire and probably most of the world are watching with bated breath as the astronaut under a great flag glides out into the newly constructed space station. Conquered the space station. Yeah, conquered the space station by constructing it. After first few steps of his inaugural spacewalk, the astronaut speaks directly to you. This thin blue line, they say, pointing, is all that stands between all life on Earth and the cold, dark void of space. It is a truly humbling experience. Along with the rest of the Empire, they await your reply. Your words will shape and inspire a generation. What will you say? Stimulate. Yet with our intellect and courage, we will bridge that gap and usher in a new age. Or, I suppose we've been going money, so we'll do the economic one here. Truly breathtaking, this vista can inspire each and every last one of us to live our best, most productive life. And of course, we're not done. Next, we send the Lunar Lantern. Which is a little harder to send. It's going to take 6 turns with the two places working on it. But, you know, there's a workaround to that. Get more working on it. So it's down to 3. 3. 2. Probably not going to be able to get down to 1. Yep. To the moon? With great fanfare, your empire announces its intent to conquer one of humanity's most ancient dreams, sending a person to the moon. Launch day is still far away, but you've already received a cascade of questions from the media outlets all over the world. When astronauts reach the moon, whose flag will they fly? So to all humankind, your emperor alone. Boast, celebrate, or advertise. You dodge the question. Empty symbols of national pride do not interest you for the right price, though. Corporations are going to the moon.
No matter how poor the quality of the video, it will be watched as long as humanity is capable of it.
Interplanetary expedition. To the moon, too. You did it? On the moon's outer surface, your astronauts hesitantly plant a flag bearing the famous catchphrase of a popular fast food chain. It's tacky, yes, but any guilt you feel assuaged by the enormous piles of money you received as payment. Parsimonious. Money it costs of science. Lesson-laden citizens result as capital earmarked for schooling and innovation is kept in the treasury coffers. Yeah. Twitch is asking, how close to victory are you? Seems close. Very close. We need to do one more of those, because I think the next one is the Mars colony. The Mars colony ends the game. So if we have one city work on it, it's 18 turns. If we have 2 cities work on it, it's 10 turns. 3 cities, 5 turns. Well, we've got one of those at the capital. 1,000 years hence. Berry, export. We'll go berry. Four cities, 4 turns. 5 cities, still 4 turns. And 4 turns. So I think in 4 turns we win. So the answer to Twitch's question was 4 turns, now it is 3 turns. So this next tech I'm probably not even going to get to research. Before we're done, we'll do drone-assisted fertilization. 1 turn, because apparently we are ahead of schedule. There we go. Complete an interplanetary expedition.
A phenomenal achievement of civilization-wide ingenuity.
Complete all the interplanetary
Perspiration,
expeditions.
collaboration, bureaucracy, and a dozen supertankers worth of coffee.
Dozen super tankers worth coffee. The Red Planet. So, 9 short months after they left Earth forever, the spacefarers from your great empire have completed the staggering journey across the cold, dark reaches of space to arrive on Mars. The team is in high spirits. The first phase of the establishment of a permanent colony on the planet proceeds well. The opportunities for discovery and enrichment are near endless. When your empire is bestriding 2 worlds now, your dominance is near irrefutable. The only question is, do you wish to let history judge your reign now, or do you wish to play with your rivals some more? So, at this point, we've won. I could technically do the right one and click enjoy, and we could delay the end a little bit longer. But we've won. This is the end. We're gonna hit the end. Because 1,000 science, 1,000 influence, 1,000 money. We're raking 50,000 of money a turn. Like, this is just... Oh yeah, we went to the red planet just to go to the red planet. We don't want it to be over, but... Triggers the end of the game at the end of the next turn. Confirm your choice, but you won't be able to change your mind later. I suppose what I'll do is I'll put a quick save in here. in case people really want me to go do the opposite. But victory pre-turn. Yeah, like the end here.
And Ad Astra, congratulations on finishing the complex and difficult steps necessary to catapult humankind to the stars.
Thanks, Team RB, for saying congrats. Pretty quick, 2 streams. Yeah, we managed to get it done in 2 full streams, although I let one of the parts go like 20-30 minutes longer than normal. And I suppose the last couple times we ran it, I think we did it in 3 streams, but I was doing 40-50 minute parts, so maybe not particularly much quicker in real game time. Also didn't have very much like military combat in this one. We had like 1 area where we were fighting. And once we got that under control, we managed to plow together pretty pacifist the rest of the way to victory. End of your journey. This is your last turn. Space Wasters Run 1. You'll be remembered as the mythical. Should be about to get an outro video here. Just picked up the achievement, Trans-Siberian Lover. Having a train network that goes over at least 10 territories.
Congratulations. Under your guidance, the thrilling tale of humankind has been rewritten in your own words. There may be future adventures and deeds, an even grander scope for this grand story. Regardless, you have left a great mark and answered the question. How far will you push humankind?
Apparently to Mars. Repeatedly. It's almost always how we end up winning or finishing the game up. I think one time we did it via vassalization. So yeah, there we go. That be the end. That be victory. What can we see on the screens here? Let's get this. This is going to be for a very long time. Statistics. Fame. You can see AI is, as is usually the case, is off to an early start in fame. Head start in fame. Although we were able to catch up and finally and permanently overtake it in the 5th era. And then the 6th we were already ahead coming into the 6th and we just ran up the score a little bit more. Although we did a pretty good job at this money-focused one and actually getting up in the sort of the polling positions, the top 3. We managed to do that in the middle of the 2nd age, and although we weren't always the first. In fact, there was a little period in the 2nd one where we were the first. We were always like second or 3rd. So pretty good in fame. Food. Produced food than everyone else. I'm pretty sure the eras here it's showing are my eras, not the AI eras. Look on some of the yeah, it's my eras because you can see some of them didn't even make it past the 3rd. And in fact, number 2 is the only one that made it into the final era. Food, industry. Our industry actually sort of stagnated near the end. We actually had the other guy overtaking us. But that's because we were focusing on money. And yeah, you can see how much more money we were making than everyone else. They're all down at the bottom. None of them broke 7k a turn. Science. Apparently the opposition was actually outsciencing me near the end. Although there was a big stretch in eras 5 and 6 where I was outrunning them. So, why I felt like I was so far ahead. Influence. Again, big stretch in 5 and 6 where I was out influencing them. Although, apparently, whatever they picked for their 6... Yeah, that'd be their 6. Whatever they picked for their 6 was giving them a lot of influence. Stability is all over the place, although you can see coming into the 5th era, good old Italy's stability just was like, we're rock solid stable after we got Italy going. Population. Transition 4 to 5 was the war, so that was all the casualties during the war. Religion, a little bit of backsliding the 5th, but again, we're better religion than mostly everyone else after we got it really going. research. These are actually the techs. Yeah, to be fair, one of the reasons I chose Italy was to stabilize the nation. It did a good job. It did it really well. The other one was I needed more influence, and it did that well too. It did that really well too. Trades all over the place. You can see I was trying to do a bunch of trading in 3 and 4, and then because everyone else is fighting each other, the trade really wasn't working, so I just sort of gave up at some point. Um, and then military. You can see once we had a stable military, um, and yeah, I suppose the person we were fighting had better military than us. Just we were able to get a local advantage. I suppose is this units or is this strength? You know, this has got to be. Oh no, I think this is units. Yeah, they had more units than us. Maybe didn't have better units. And in cities we only had 7. At peak we had 7. Of course, we merged the 7th one into the 6th one. So, in fact, actually, the person that was out competing us had more cities. And if it continue game here, it should take us back to the world, so we can look around the world. And then from a wonders standpoint, we picked up a bunch of wonders, although we didn't get a lot of the early game ones. Got none for the first era. We picked up roads in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in the second. Notre Dame, Great Zimbabwe. Takapi Palace, Hotel de Invalids, Brussels Town Hall, Kaiserlich Werf, Statue of Liberty, Big Ben, Sydney Opera House, the Pentagon, Empire State Building, and Christ the Redeemer. We missed the Eiffel Tower, although if you're trying to do everything in the 5th era, that's probably what happens. And then we missed a bunch in the 4th. Probably the one I'm most sad about missing in the 4th is actually Taj Mahal. But we really didn't need 50% more money. We're making multiple times everyone else's money. And yeah, maybe it was a little slow off the... Well, we were grabbing a bunch of territory. That's what was going on in the early era. It wasn't bothering much with the cultural wonders in the first one. There are some nice ones in the first one. And Pyramid of Giza. Minus 25% district cost is nice. And yeah, this was a very interesting start. Very interesting early find with the triple natural wonders. We were up here in Byblos. This is where we started, sort of in here. I think technically we started up here and explored down to Byblos. And then after we had Byblos, we were exploring down here and we found a natural wonder. And we found another natural wonder. And I'm like, okay, no, I need a city here. So we set up Sidon. And as I'm exploring, before I even, like, tried to claim that one, I found another one down here. Ha Long Bay. So we had, like, 3 natural wonders that we were able to capitalize on. I think there's a 4th one somewhere. It's an easy way I can check that. I don't think we got the 4th one. Oh, no, there's Mount Vesuvius. We got Mount Vesuvius, too. I don't know if there's any more than the 4. There might be more than the 4. Somewhere is the wonderful Great Blue Hole. I don't think we had the Great Blue Hole. Everyone else found... At that point, I think everyone else had, like, traded... Well, not everyone, because that's 5 of 6. 5 of the 6 of us found it all at the same time, because we were agreed to seeing everything. But yeah, we found and owned 4 of the 5 natural wonders. It was a very wondrous start. It was maybe a little bit of... probably a little bit, it's understatement. There was a lot of streamer luck there with the natural wonders being found. Although I don't know necessarily how powerful they are in this game. Yeah, I don't know where the Great Blue Hole is, other than someone else found the Great Blue Hole. I think the Great Blue Hole is the oceanic one. explain why it was found so late, if it is. Yeah, I don't know any good ways to make it pop out on the map for me to find it for you. But yeah, this was an effective run. Unlike Endless Legends, I wouldn't necessarily say money is as strong in this as dust is in Endless Legends. Although Endless Legends, there's a little bit of magic in the dust, so the magic is the dust is a little magical in that one. Um, but yeah, this was the run. The run went well. I suppose I should do the outro because we're a little over time at this point. Um, if you're watching on Twitch and you want to comment or respond to, now's probably a good time to leave it. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously we have a save here. I'll have to repeat that for Twitch because I just realized Twitch is in the middle of an ad break. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you want to see anything that I missed, or you really want me to go find the big blue hole, leave a comment in relation to that. I can always go load up the save and go looking for it on video. So this is where this stream is going to come to a close. If you're watching on YouTube, because I think Twitch is still left in that ad break. I'm going to go over what we're going over for the next 3 days. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, because I'm recording ahead in preparation for 2 trips during next month, most of this will be in your past, or will be recorded in your past. So if you can't wait for these to show up on YouTube, you can sneak over to Twitch and watch the Twitch VOD. Monday, we're doing Terraformers. I'm going to go do the 2 scenarios. I haven't beaten on max difficulty, and we're going to see if we can get them done. Basically, two parts per scenario is the plan. Tuesday, we're back on Songs of Six. The city must expand to ruler empire because we need more government points. We need so many more government points. On the other hand, we're getting lots of tax revenue in from the empire, so being productive. Just the city needs to expand. Wednesday. Obviously, we're not doing Humankind on Wednesday, so we're doing. I'm going to do another 4X game. We're going to do Old World on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to do Shadow Empire. That's the planned poll that's up on Reddit. If you're watching this on YouTube, the poll is probably down by now on YouTube. Yeah, well, we're gonna be streaming that on Thursday. Twitch chat was asking. I did ask a question above about mods. How is the modding community for Humankind worth trying out for a mod for your next run? And that you're interested in. I don't know about the modding community for Humankind. Trying to see if there's an easy workshop here for me to look at. Yeah, I don't know if there apparently is a Steam workshop for it, but I don't have much experience with it. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly maps. Mostly pre-gen maps. Not necessarily any redesigns of the game. Take a look at it. I'll have a better answer to your question, Team RMB, tomorrow. But yeah, I'll go over the schedule before we bring the stream to a close, and then we'll bring the stream to a close. Tomorrow's going to be Terraformers. Tuesday is going to be Songs of Six. Wednesday, we're going to start up Old World to replace Humankind here. Thursday, we're going to pick up Shadow Empire to replace Terraformers. So we got the plan for the next 4 days. So I hope everyone has been enjoying, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. With that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream. And bye for now.